Ever feel like you've been stuck in an endless study loop, only to find out your grade is no better than the one who barely studied? Yeah, it's the worst. You spend your free time buried in books, skip out on things you actually enjoy, and still end up with the same mediocre grade as someone who crammed for a couple of hours the night before. It makes you feel like all your effort was completely pointless, right? Here's the kicker. You know that studying can be exhausting, and every time you sit down to study, it feels like a chore. That's because the way you've been studying is all wrong. But here's the good news. You're not the problem. The methods you're using are. What if I told you that you could get top grades while cutting your study time dramatically? I'm talking about a game-changing strategy that's been kept under wraps. Stick around and I'll show you how spending just a fraction of your current study time can get you results you never thought possible. No more wasting your weekends cramming for exams. Trust me, it's easier than you think. Let's start with the way you think about studying. Think about it. How often do you sit down to study already dreading the whole thing? If you're mentally preparing yourself for an endless, tedious session, you're setting yourself up for a miserable experience. Your brain works exactly how you train it to. If you go in with a negative mindset, your brain will follow suit. But here's a little secret. Your beliefs shape your results more than you might think. When you believe studying is going to be torturous, it will be torturous. It's all about adjusting your mindset. Harvard did a study that found people who believed physical activity was actually beneficial for their health saw real improvements, like better blood pressure and even weight loss. If that mindset can help them, why not use it when studying? So next time you're about to crack open your textbook, try telling yourself, I'm going to knock this out quickly and see how your productivity skyrockets. Now let's talk about something most people don't think about, the food you eat while studying. You probably reach for sugary snacks when you're stressed, right? Well, turns out that's doing you more harm than good. Studies from UCLA show that too much sugar can actually slow your brain down, making it harder to focus and process information. And on top of that, research from the Journal of Physiology confirms that sugar messes with your focus and decision-making skills. So what should you eat instead? Try nuts, fish, or berries. They'll give your brain the fuel it needs to stay sharp without any sugar crashes. This way, you'll stay energized and focused, which is exactly what you need for successful studying. Want another game-changing hack? Use a timer to prevent procrastination. If you think you have all the time in the world, you'll end up wasting all that time. This is known as Parkinson's Law. Work expands to fill the time you give it. But if you set a timer for 30 minutes, your brain shifts into high gear, forcing you to focus and get more done in less time. Studies have shown that when we work with a timer, we tend to finish tasks in the least amount of time possible. Here's the trick. Don't make the time too tight or you'll freak out, but don't make it too loose or you'll waste time. Find that sweet spot where it challenges you without causing panic. So instead of thinking, I'll study all day, try saying, I'll finish this chapter in 45 minutes and watch your efficiency soar. Master the art of prioritization. When time is running out, it's crucial to focus on what really matters. Stop wasting hours reviewing stuff you already know or diving into unnecessary details that won't even be on the test. This is where the 80-20 rule comes into play. 20% of the material will make up 80% of your exam. Instead of reading through your entire textbook, focus on the summaries, key topics your professor keeps bringing up, and the areas most likely to appear on the test. If you've only got an hour or two to study, focus on past exams and practice questions related to the most tested topics. This is a more effective way to use your time than trying to cram everything in at once. Now, let's get to a big mistake most students make, revising what they're already good at. It's tempting to go over what you already know because it feels reassuring, but that won't help you when the exam comes. The real progress comes from focusing on the areas you're weakest at, the ones you avoid because they require extra effort. Confront these weaknesses directly, and that's where you'll see real improvement. You can also use horizontal learning to make connections between different subjects. For example, when studying biology, look into related topics like anatomy or disease. This will give you a broader understanding of the material and help you remember it better. One thing that can drastically improve your study routine is starting with the answers. Rather than wading through an entire chapter, go straight to the end of chapter questions and answers. These are the things that will likely show up on your exam, so why waste time on things that won't help? Working through questions and answers is a much faster way to reinforce what you've learned. The secret to success is understanding the structure of the answers and how exams are graded. This insight will give you a massive edge when you're sitting down to take the test. If you're not already using AI to help you study, you're seriously missing out. AI tools like ChatGPT can save you hours by summarizing content, creating study plans, and even helping you practice for tests. It's like having a personal tutor that keeps you organized and focused on the right things. Instead of wasting time sifting through endless notes, let AI help you find exactly what you need to study and break it down in a way that makes sense. Track your mistakes and improve. Another tip, keep track of your mistakes and review them before your exams. Whether it's on paper or a digital tool like Notion, write down the things you get wrong so you can review them later. By revisiting your mistakes, you'll be able to lock in the correct answers and avoid repeating the same errors. Make sure you don't get stuck making the same mistakes again. The best way to improve is by reviewing your screw-ups and learning from them. Wrap up. Studying smarter, not harder, is the key to improving your grades without burning yourself out. Start using these techniques today, and you'll find yourself getting better results with less time spent studying. If you found these tips helpful, share them with a friend who could use a smarter approach to studying. And if you've got any tricks of your own to ace exams without all the stress, drop them in the comments below. I hope these tips help you become a smarter, more efficient student. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you don't show up, well, maybe you're not as serious about your studies as you think.